Hey, what's up soldiers? My name is GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Zombies Top 5. Today we're going to have for you guys the top 5 most boring maps in Call of Duty Zombies history. This was a list I compiled by myself. I think you guys will agree once we get through the list. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new. And if you do end up subscribing, make sure to let me know down below in the comment section so you can appear on screen like all of these awesome people who subscribed recently. Lastly, I wanted to mention that if you guys have any awesome top 5 ideas, make sure to comment them down below, and if I used your idea, I will give you a shout out in the beginning of my next video. So anyways guys, like I said, today we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 most boring maps in Call of Duty Zombies history. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be Nuketown from Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies. Now I'm going to read the description that Treyarch used to describe this map because it came with the hardened and special edition versions of Black Ops 2. Nuketown Zombies is set during the events of Moon and after the end of the multiplayer level from the original Black Ops game. A group of radiation scientists are investigating the Nuketown remains and discover soldiers that have been revived by Element 115 from a nearby Nevada base. The zombie soldiers attack the radiation scientists and turn them, and after receiving a distress signal, the base in Nevada sends in CIA and CDC agents to investigate. Upon arrival in Nuketown, the agents lose communication with Hangar 18 and become stranded, setting the stage for Nuketown Zombies. So you get this map also by having the season pass. I forgot to mention that. Now Hangar 18 is actually a multiplayer map that was part of the DLC season in Black Ops 1, which is really cool how they tied that all together. Now the really cool thing about Nuketown is it does take place during the events of Moon, during Richtofen's grand scheme. So when you get to actually round 25, all the zombies' eyes turn blue because Richtofen is then in control of all the zombies. It also changes the mystery box sound and all that stuff, so Samantha isn't controlling the zombies anymore. Now the reason why this map is boring to me is because there isn't really too many Easter egg type things to do, and that really loses my interest. You're basically killing zombies and it's basically a survival map, and not that anything's wrong with that because survival maps are really fun and I do enjoy them from time to time, but for me it's just not as enjoyable as a map that has a full-fledged Easter egg and like a lot of really cool stuff. Although this one does tie in with the story a little bit because Broken Arrow actually did drilling nearby the Nuketown area to acquire Element 115. It doesn't really, do it for me as far as like a main Easter egg or anything like that. So Nuketown comes in at the number 5 spot. Coming in at the number 4 spot is going to be Shino Numa. Now this map actually takes place after the events of Dierise, and the Ultimus crew ends up going to Shino Numa in order to acquire Richtofen's diary, which he had lost. Now they end up fighting off against a huge horde. There's hellhounds, which is really cool. This is the first map where we encountered them, and there was a lot of different things going on. The original date where this map actually takes place is October 21st, 1945. Now the reason I decided to put this map as one of the more boring maps overall is just because this map does get old fairly quick. There's a song Easter egg which is not really that great. You just press square a couple times on a radio, but other than that there really isn't too much going on. There's dogs, so you pretty much have endless max ammos, which can be a nice thing, and it's really easy to go for high rounds if you're playing solo because there's only 24 zombies per round if you're playing on the original World at War. Now we also get the Wunderwaffe, which is the introduction of that wonder weapon, so it's really cool to see that as well, but at the same time there isn't really that much going for it besides just killing endless hordes of zombies. So if you do like a good survival map, Shino Numa is definitely great for that, but other than that it's not really going to have anything else to offer, which is kind of unfortunate because the map does have a cool concept and the layout is pretty nice as well, having the different areas to go in. But overall, coming in at the number 4 spot is going to be Shino Numa. Coming in at the number 3 spot is going to be a subset from Transit, and that is the map Farm. Now Farm is a very basic survival map. You have your perks, you have your mystery box, so it reminds me a lot of some of the maps that we got in World at War where everything is just bare bones, simple and easy. Now there are a few small Easter eggs on this map, like for example if you stand near the barn where the galvanicles are, and if you stand by the window you can hear like a crow cawing, and if you stand near the fence close to the back door of the house you can hear a wolf howling. So there's some things like that. Also, this map has the least amount of lava from all of the transit maps as well, and it does have a lot of fog, so you can definitely see that. But overall, for just a bare bones survival map, it can get pretty boring once you have all the perks and you have good guns and you're pretty much just running in circles the entire game. So it doesn't really get too interesting. It's definitely a lot more fun with friends, but still it comes in at the number 3 spot for one of the most boring maps in Call of Duty Zombies history. Coming in at the number 2 spot is going to be Nuketown. Now this is the first map in Call of Duty Zombies history. I didn't want to put it in at the number 1 spot because that's just, you know, kind of a shameful for the first map in Zombies that kind of got the ball rolling for Treyarch creating Zombies and everything like that. Now Noct can be a very boring map no matter which version you're playing. It takes so long for the zombies to spawn in, especially in the Chronicles version. Now we've seen this map so many times and I understand why Treyarch does it, but at the same time there's really no need to keep remaking this map over and over. We saw it in World at War, we saw it in Black Ops 1, we saw it in Black Ops 2 on Transit, and then we also saw it in Black Ops 3 as part of Zombies Chronicles, and also in Revelations. So I mean, they've really gone a little overboard with Noct. It's just a very simple and easy map with a mystery box, and all it has is Mule Kick for perks in Black Ops 1, and then in Black Ops 3 it has the Wonder Fist. You can get any perk you want really, except for like Widow's Wine. So I think that went a little bit overboard because we definitely didn't need Jug on Noct, but overall it comes in at the number 2 spot. It's just really boring. It takes a long time for zombies to spawn in. There's no way to pack a punch or anything like that, so it's pretty much just bare bones killing over and over, and that's why it comes in at the number 2 spot. Although I do respect it as a map overall, being the first Zombies map, it still only deserves the number 2 spot. Coming in at the honorable mention, there's only going to be one today. That is going to be Dierise. Now this map can get very boring after a period of time if you're just going for high rounds. Now overall, building the liquefier is really fun, and that's probably the best part about the map. But the reason this map is so boring is because of the elevators. You have to constantly wait for the elevators to get to a certain point, so maybe you can buy a perk or you can ride them to get to a certain area, and waiting can be so boring no matter what you're doing in life. If you're waiting for something to happen, then it takes so long, and that's why this map is just super boring for me. Now the reason I put it as an honorable mention and not actually on the list is because it does have an Easter egg, so if you're trying to do something fun you can still do that. It's a good map for going for high rounds with your friends, and it's also, like, you know, just a decent map overall. I do like the design of it, but overall I think it's just too boring. It doesn't really do anything for me, and having to ride the elevators and, like I said, wait for them, it just gets really boring after a certain amount of time. So it comes in at the honorable mention spot, right between number 1 and number 2, but really it's number 6. And coming in at the number 1 spot is actually going to be Bus Depot. Now this is the like starting room area of where Transit takes place, but Bus Depot is so simple and bare bones. You literally have no perks, so you're literally just sitting there hitting the box and trying to survive as long as possible, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. Now there's really not that much area to train, and it does get pretty foggy, and having zombies spawn in at a fairly fast rate can also make this map a little bit more challenging and a little bit more difficult, which is why I think it is the best survival map as far as Black Ops 2 goes overall. But it does get really boring having no perks and just killing zombies over and over. Once you get decent guns, you're going to be pretty much set up for the entire game, so it really doesn't get too bad. But I would say that Bus Depot is the most boring map just because of the features that it doesn't really have, and it doesn't really get too interesting besides just killing zombies and hitting the mystery box. So anyways guys, that is going to be the list for the top 5 most boring maps in Call of Duty Zombies history. Once again, if you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new. And once again, if you have any awesome top 5 ideas, make sure to comment them down below. My name is GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.